Jesus. Alright, so with all the rumors out there about the Castle Creations XLX2s catching on fire, we decided to investigate ourselves. We got a brand new XLX2, a brand new Castle Creations 17 series motor, we got some carbon fiber shaft, a huge prop, and we're gonna give it absolute hell. Okay, so now we're gonna do full throttle bursts and we'll see exactly what happens to it. You ready for it?
Yep. Cooling fans off.
Yeah, well, of course, there's so much load, man. Like, we're giving it absolute hell. Let's let it rest because this is just, that's a ton of load, man. Now, guys, one thing I want to show you. Those are over 400 amp hits constantly, one after another. As you can see, peak here is 431.
Roz, what are you doing?
I'm cooling the motor, man. We're losing light. Well, we gave it so much hell, man, with that prop. And we're losing light, so I think we're gonna cool it like that real quick, and then we're gonna get out there and rip again. It's brilliant.
It's brilliant.
By the way, guys, this is a 70mm prop for those of you who will ask, and we just put some color and some carbon fiber tubing here inside. This is pretty much just a diff mount. We're now going to try a TP Power 4070 2200 kV CM. Should be a lot more amperage than the Castle motor, so they're a lot less efficient. Same thing, XLX, this is our battery. And same about rig. This should be pretty interesting. Jesus.
It was pushing hard.
All right, let's see what happens. Oh my God.
Well, we bent the... Okay. We can fix that. That's not that bad.
3, 2, 1. Jesus, not again. You know, it's very dangerous, actually. Where is the shaft?
It's at the bottom of the pool.
Is it?
Yeah.
But it flew everywhere, I saw.
No, yeah, I went up there and hit that and then...
Oh, no. All right, guys. 3 crazy spikes at 530 amp peak. Almost 11,000 watts. All right, slow-mo is on. Trying to create a vortex. You ready?
Ready.
I'll just start slow. Okay, so that little video was almost 50 seconds. Almost 50 seconds of torture. And it took it with an average, well, the peak was 323. Look at ripple, look at temperature. 160, that's the highest we can get it. But that's about almost 50, let's call it 45 seconds of just brute force and torture to the ESC, and it took it.
Oh God. It just twists so hard. Oh, there goes the shaft again.
Guys, this is a tank. The Castle Creations XLX2 is a beast, best ESC ever made in my opinion, of course. And I just don't think there's another alternative. I mean, sure, you have the Hobbywings, but you don't get the power. You're not even close. Another thing that I wanted to say, there is a trend online now that people just get their XLX2s and the first thing they do is remove the pinion and just floor it. It's destroying your motor and your ESC. Stop doing it. And some of them might burst into flames. Of course they will. You have to understand, this is high-powered and high performance. Hobbywing have about half the power of that. So if you floor it with a Hobbywing, yes, it's not going to be as eventful because it have half the power. Just as if you were to buy a moped and floor it on a stand, yeah, it's just going to do, and that's it. It's just going to floor it. But if you take like a dirt bike, you know, like a WR450 or whatever, and floor it and just wait in your driveway, the motor will explode eventually. And the moped will not, of course. If you bought just a Corolla and you floor it, nothing really will happen, you know, and you can stay there for about 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes, and nothing will happen to your motor. But if you have a Lambo and you just sit in your driveway and floor it, you will blow your motor. It's high powered, it's high performance. You have to treat it as such. This is a dirt bike. This is the Lambo of ESCs. These have the ability to give you 400, 500, 600 amps, just like that, on the fly, which is unheard of for this size and still operates. You need to take that in consideration. So just like a moped or a dirt bike, just a nice Corolla or a Lambo, you can't just treat them the same. This is very high performance. So for those of you who are getting those XLX2s and the first thing you do is turn on your phone and try to create a dramatic scene or show the world and connect your motor and just rev it up, stop doing it. And if you do burn your equipment, then it's pretty expected. This is very high performance. You need to respect this ESC. Another thing, Hobbywings have all their limitations. Well, when Castle Creations introduced their first XLX, people didn't really like the limitations, and some people didn't know to connect it to the computer and unlock it and everything. So everyone was asking Castle, well, stop limiting your ESCs. Castle said, okay, cool, no problem, and came up with the XLX2, which is unlimited. You're getting raw power, everything you got. This will suck out of your battery and provide it to your motor. But now people are saying, well, I wish it was protected so it won't burn my battery or motor if I don't know what I'm doing or if there is too much load. We need to decide. More so, we need to really understand Castle Creations so far is the only company that listened to us, for example, speedrunners, and said, no problem, we will invest in you guys and give you something. They could have easily take this ESC, limit the power to 50%, and we will never have an issue. It will work forever. Well, we asked for a lot more, and Castle Creations said, and they're still great, and they're still respecting a lot of warranty claims, and people are trying to abuse it and take advantage of it. The problem is, and this is why I'm lecturing about it, is that we might lose it. What happens if Castle Creations said, you know what, guys, we don't want this headache anymore. We're just going to limit those to like 50%, 60%, 70%, and that's pretty much it. Leave us alone. We want nothing to do with speedruns, etc., etc. What do? What ESC can we use? It's done. I mean, we can't use MX5. I mean, we can, but then you go like 120, 130 if you're amazing at it and you're super efficient and it's not consecutive. What do? We're not going to have an alternative. Castle Creation is still okay with us giving them headaches and the biggest hell out there and still trying to make us happy. So I'm not saying all of it to protect Castle Creation. I'm saying it to protect us as speedrunners. If you really think about it, right now, everyone is a keyboard hero. Something happened to your ESC, you take some pictures of it, you take a video, and you post it online, and then it creates so much damage. What if Castle Creation comes back and said, you know what, guys, that's it, we're done. This will give you exactly the same power as Hobbywing. You're going to get about 200 amps at burst, and after 200 amps, it's going to cut. It will kill the sport completely. You will have no speedruns or no crazy drags whatsoever anymore. It's done. Because no any other company said, no problem, guys. We're going to listen to you and we're going to give you what you want. And even if you destroy your equipment once in a while, we will replace it for you. So something to think about. I mean, we might be destroying the only option with all the bad press and people are just trying to get attention on Facebook and posting on it. We might be destroying the only thing we got right now. That's it. Now, a lot of you guys might say, well, we got MGM, blah, blah, blah. Oh, let me tell you something about MGM. Besides the fact that it's huge and it's like, I don't know, $500, $600, $700, $800, whatever it is, I haven't seen it in action. There's a lot of rumors for years that they're unbelievable and they're strong, etc., and all the boaters are using them. Awesome. I haven't really seen in real life on YouTube or Facebook someone really taking an MGM, putting it in an RC car and actually do something worth mentioning. I haven't. So when it comes to rumors, I'm putting those aside. So when it comes to Hobbywing, sure, awesome ESC. If you want to be very, very mediocre and not go crazy fast or crazy strong. Right now, currently, there's only one ESC in the world. And if you know of any other, please comment down below. It's the Castle Creations XLX2, the only ESC in this size and price that is censored, water resistant, tiny, and still provides 400, 500, 600 amps. If they say, guys, we're done with the headaches, leave us alone, we tried, we got nothing. We're left with nothing, and then we're just not going to run. Or we're going to run Hobbywing Max 5s and do 110s, 120s, 130s, and that's it. We're not going to conquer any new goals. So something to really think about. Don't be a keyboard hero and stop putting things online if you really don't know the facts, because those rumors can destroy a company. Castle Creation is too big to destroy. It might destroy a brand and a product line. And if this product line stops, what do? You know, so something to consider. Guys, I gave it torture. I gave it absolute hell, both with a TP4070 and with a Castle motor. 20 times in a row of like 400 amps. Some of those hits were 500 amps. I gave it hell. I put it in the water, out of the water. I gave it full throttle and brake. This thing is a tank. So if you have an issue with yours, I'm really not sure what you're doing. When it comes to Kevin Talbot's video, first of all, Kevin Talbot is my friend and someone I respect, and I think he knows what he's doing. He's been around RC for a very long time. I really have no idea what happened with his car. I've seen the video over and over again, trying to kind of analyze it. It seems like the motor is almost on auto brake or drag brake, and something kind of happened there. Maybe there's a certain short in his motor, and a Hobbywing is just not strong enough to actually bring that potential of the short to actually stop the motor and actually short between wires. And then once he plugged the XLX, it did. I'm really not sure what happened there. I can advise you guys, and again, nothing against Kevin Talbot. He's actually my friend and someone I really respect as an entrepreneur, a business owner when it comes to his YouTube channel, and an RC enthusiast. What I can tell you is solder your bullets properly. Wire your ESC properly. Make sure you have good 8mm connectors. Make sure everything is proper. Make sure all your connections here are right. Make sure everything sits well. Make sure your conductivity is correct. Just make sure everything is healthy. I did hear that some people had issues with the ESC touching the frame and then the motor touching the frame also, so they're like arcing the negatives. Not sure if it's true, but do everything you can to make sure that your connections and everything is organized nicely and soldered properly and whatnot. Have the right batteries, the right connectors, the right radio also. If your radio is a cheapo and and it's not calibrated, oh, by the way, calibrate your ESC as soon as you get it. Because if not, your dead bend is going to be misaligned. So you can throttle it and then you're going to give it just a little bit of brake. It's horrible on your ESC and motor. Get your ESC, recalibrate your ESC. Make sure that your throttle direction and motor direction is proper. Full throttle forward is green. Full reverse is red. Make sure those colors are aligned as well. Guys, I'm Raz Shifrin. I appreciate it. I think this is a tank. I contacted Castle Creation as soon as I saw that shit show is going online, and I said, hey, send me one from the new production. I wanted to make sure that the first production is the same as the second, because that's what I thought. I said, okay, maybe the first production was bad and was good, sorry, and then the second new production is bad. And I said, hey, I want to test it myself. Let's make it right. And they sent one. I just got it like 2 or 3 days ago. It's the same, guys. It's a tank. More so, hopefully, we're not destroying this product line, because this is, so far, the best thing we ever got for an RC car. The best ESC when it comes to size, efficiency, temperatures, performance, price. It's the best ESC ever made. So hopefully, we're not going to destroy it. Those rumors online, we're just destroying our sport, because if Castle say goodbye to this product, we're done. We're just done. We're going to have some Max 5s out there doing mediocre runs, and we're obviously going to have other companies saying, sorry, we don't want the headache. So as long as Castle Creations are okay with the headache, let's try and protect this product line, all right? TP4070, Castle Creations 1717, both absolute hell. This thing is a tank, and that's pretty much it. Raz Shifrin, over and out. See you guys.